this is Jahara. Welcome back to my channel. So I was trying to figure out another video I want to do today. This was a good one. It's a tag, but it's not one I really need to look at my books for, so I don't really have to because I'm not in the mood to like pick the books I need for the challenge or whatever. It's a reader problems book tag, which is one I learned of quite recently. I learned of a lot more tags recently. I even made up two, which I want to do this weekend. One I made up, the other one I did not, but someone posted it recently, or they didn't post it recently, so I found out about it recently. I don't know, but yeah. So it's Avatar: Last Airbender book tag, which a Clockwork Reader created, and I'm really looking forward to do that one, which I want to do this weekend. And then the Legend of Korra one I actually created because there isn't one. At least I don't think there's one, and if there is, then I created my own. But there's also a couple new video series I want to make. One is Evil to Peer, which is basically I name all the characters. Well, maybe not every character that ever made appearance. Only ones that kind of impacted the book series or impacted me. And I will put the evil characters first. Like, the first category is just the evil characters, like from evil to least evil, but they're all evil. And then this middle category will be like neutral. They're not really evil, but they're not really like the best characters, I guess you could say. And then the bottom category will be the purest characters, and it will end on the purest character in the entire book series. Well, they might not all be series, but the majority of them will be, because I'm not big on standalones. I like series more. I think that's why I watch TV shows more than movies, for the same reason, you know. But yeah. So I have a lot of ideas. I can't wait to do them. Also, I'm gonna start doing countdowns, which I do a lot in my other video, my other channel, Harry Potter Girl. You should go check it out if you like movies and TV shows, because that's what I do on that channel. I do a lot of countdowns, so I'll be mostly a top 10 list. I might do some other lists, like maybe top 20, maybe top 5, depending on what I have for that, what material I have for that video. For example, I'm going to Seekers, because I always end up going to Seekers. Top 10 friendship moments, because it's like the main thing on there is the friend group. You know, that is the main thing, and I love it. It doesn't really show many couples until the end of book 6, until book 6, which is when they introduce Yukon, and then he falls for Kalika, she falls for him, and then he's in the next 6 books. So he's in 7 books altogether, and that's like the main book couple. They do introduce Ayana, which is on a few times towards the end, and then Miki, which was on closest to the beginning, not beginning, but a little bit, I guess more of the middle. He's introduced, and then he's like kind of forgotten for a while until the end, and then he gets with Lusa, and so yeah, but it doesn't really do much for couples except for Kalika and Yukon. Yukon, that's his name. I keep pronouncing his name wrong. But it is mostly about the friendship, which I love, because I do love the friendships more than I'm always there for the friendships more than I am for the couples. But I do love a lot of couples, like a lot. But I love how it's mostly about the friendship between these 4 bears. And yeah, so it's beautiful. But let's get started on the tag. So, but that's not my point. The point is, like, I'll do like a top 10 moments between the friendships, and so yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. What else was I gonna start doing? Is that all I'm gonna do? I just published a theory, right? Oh yeah, I didn't mention that one yet. Another one I wanted to start doing was I'm sorting all the characters from a bunch of different books in what I presume would be their Hogwarts house. I don't know what order I'm doing the houses in. It'll be the same order every time, but I haven't actually made any of the lists yet, so I don't know yet. I will either do my favorite to least or my least to favorite. I don't know yet. My favorite to least goes Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Slytherin. So that's it. So the list will either go that way or Slytherin, Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff. But I don't know yet. So we'll see. I'll figure out which way I want to do it, and then I'll do it. And I might. I just thought of this, but I might at the bottom put in like characters I think could go either way, or there's a lot of characters on Harry Potter that could have been in two different houses, but was put in that specific house because those traits were stronger than their other traits. So I might just figure out which traits are stronger for them and put them in that trait. You know, because I know there's a character, of course I go to Secrets again, that could actually be in, I won't spoil anything, you have to wait for the video, but who could be in Hufflepuff and Gryffindor, but because she has both traits, but I'll figure out which trait she has more, and I think I already figured that out. I think she's more of a Hufflepuff, but we'll see. So let's start on the book tag. It's a rapid. Oops, I clicked the wrong one. I wasn't gonna do that one yet. Oh wait, I already did that one, haven't I? I think I already did that one. I think I did that one like last week. This one. Okay. Read a problems book tag. There's 11 questions. Number 1. You have 20,000 books on your TBR. How do you decide what to read next? Whichever one I'm anticipating the most, definitely. I mean, my feelings might change. Like, I might be in the middle of a book and be like, okay, and be like, okay, this book seems really interesting. I want to read that one next. But by the time the end of the book comes, I might be out of the mood to read that one, and I might decide another one. But in the end, it depends on at the moment whichever book I'm anticipating the most, whichever one seems more interesting, whichever one I'm in the mood for. Just depends on all that. Number 2, you're halfway through a book and you're not into it. Do you keep reading or stop? I stop. I know a lot of people like wait until they have to finish or something. Same with a TV show or a movie. Me, no. For a book, I always give it until the halfway mark, somewhere around the halfway mark, because in my opinion, at least any book, especially like the first one of a series, it doesn't get that interesting until the middle, because they have all that explaining to do. That's why the first half of a movie is never as good as the second half, and the rest of the series, because they have all that explaining to do, you know? And so I always give it to the halfway mark, because that is usually when the book does pick up and become interesting. But if it doesn't by then, I figure it never will. Number 3. The end of the year has come and you're so close yet so far to your Goodreads goal. Do you try to catch up, and how? I guess I'll start reading more. I mean, I'm still new to Goodreads. I got the account a while ago, but at first it really confused me and I had no idea like what I was doing at all, you know? And so I kind of deleted the app, and then I decided to give it another go, and I finally figured out how it worked Goodreads, because I like didn't understand it. And I kind of got it in the middle of the year, so I'm waiting to do my first Goodreads goal in 2022, like in January. On the 1st, I'll be like, I'll pick however many books I want to read. I haven't decided that yet. I guess it depends on how busy I think I'll be this week. So I want to make a good goal. Like, I want to set myself high, but I also want to be reasonable about how many books I think I can actually do. So I know it won't be more than 50, and it probably won't be less than 30. Maybe 25. We'll see. Actually, it's a whole year. I think I can do better than that. Come on. Usually, if a book interests me, I can finish it in no time at all. So I might be able to do 50. For my first Goodreads goal, I don't want to set my score higher than that. Maybe 2023, I'll achieve for 100. I don't know yet. We will see. Um, Number 4, the covers of a series you love do not match. How do you cope? I don't really care. I mean, I mentioned this before on this channel, which when I first figured out if I want a book, yes, I don't exactly decide just on the cover. I mean, yes, the cover pops out to me, and then I decide to look at it a little bit more. I read the summary, and if the summary sounds good, that's what is my clincher. But the cover does pop out. But what was the question again? The covers of a series you love do not match. How do you cope? Oh yeah, well, pretty much I don't care. I mean, if they don't match, so be it. I mean, yeah, it's probably better if they do match. If they do, I mean, but sometimes books in a series are different. You know, as long as the cover goes according to the book, I'm okay. If the cover has nothing to do with the book, then I mean, I still wouldn't care that much, but I'd care a little bit more because I'll be like, I mean, shouldn't the cover have something to do with the book itself? Because, I mean, that's the whole point of it. I mean, the cover is the book, like, it's, but, so, if it goes with the book, I'm fine. If the books are part of the same series, but different plots, then I understand if the covers don't really match because they have to because in that case, they kind of have to match their plot, not each other, if that makes any sense. So that's my feeling on it. My nose is itching, and I don't know why. Okay. Everyone and their mother loves a book that you really don't like. Who do you bond with over it? Either my mom or my best friend. My mom doesn't really care about a lot of the books or movies or TV shows I watch, but she'll still listen if I rant on about it. Or my best friend who is a reader, but she's not like a huge reader, I don't think. I mean, I talk to her about just about everything, and I guess if there's no one, and if there's like everyone like in their right mind loves this book that I can't stand, I'll call her up one day and be like, hey girl, I hate this book that everyone loves. I hope you hate it too. I don't know. That's probably not how I would say it, but I would say something like that. Be like, you know, someone I can talk to, because I would need to rant. Because if everyone loves this book, then maybe I rant too, right? But my mom isn't a big reader, so most likely she hasn't read it. And then, well, she is getting more into reading now. We started this whole book club, which I mentioned. We're going to do the book on the 1st of every month. One of us chooses a book. We take turns. I chose this month. She's choosing next month. And on the 1st of every month, it'll have to be the 2nd this month because my brother's birthday is on the 1st. So it'll be the 2nd of October instead of the 1st. We'll be doing like a book club, discussing the book, our thoughts on it, our feelings, and be videotaping and post on YouTube. But yeah, I got a little off topic like I usually do. But yeah, so I'll bond over with my mom or best friend. Number 6. You're reading a book and you're about to start crying in public. What do you do? I don't really care. I mean, I don't remember if I cried in public. I know I've cried during scenes in my books, but I don't remember if I ever did it in public, because like I said, most of these books that I've read, I don't remember the first time I read them or where. But if I'm about to cry, I'm just going to cry. Like, seriously, if a book's making me sad and a character I love just died, I'm going to cry. I don't care if I'm on a bus or if I'm in a park or a library, bookstore, whatever. I don't care. If I'm reading a really sad part, I want to cry, I'm not gonna hold it in just because a bunch of people might be thinking I'm insane. I'll be like, this. If you're a reader, you'd understand because the book is emotional, and I'm an emotional person, so I'm going to cry. So I'm one who just doesn't care what anyone thinks. Like, think what you want. I could care less. Number 7. The sequel to a book you love just came out, but you don't remember what happened. What do you do? If I don't remember what happened, then I will reread it. I don't think that's ever happened because most of the time when I do get into a series, the entire series has already come out, which makes the book I chose for my mom and I to read during this book club is a book I bought recently, and it's like, I don't know how many books are going to be released yet. I know the author sort of. We talked on Wallpaper before. She's reading my book. I read hers already, and but I was train of thought again. Of course I did. It's like the first time this happened to me because like it's like the only book out because I think she says she's working on the 4th book. She hasn't released the other books yet, and so it's like the only book out. So I never really had to deal with waiting for the sequel to come out because usually and I don't purposely wait for the entire series to come out. I just don't hear about the series until it's all out. So, but if that did happen, like when her sequel comes out, if I don't remember what the first book's about, I will reread it. Or I did make notes for the book club meeting with my mom. I made notes, and maybe I'll just keep that as I don't have to reread the entire book, and I can just head to the sequel. But if I end up throwing it away, then I'll just reread the first book because it's like I liked it, so I wouldn't mind rereading it eventually, anyways. So yeah. Number 8. You do not want anyone to borrow your books. How do you tell them? I don't really care. I mean, if it's a person I don't really know well enough, then I probably would care. But not many people have actually asked me to borrow my books. My mom, I'm willing to loan them to my mom. Obviously, she's currently loaned her the book I was just talking about for our book club meeting, so she could read it too, obviously. And then I loaned my friend. I think she has a YouTube channel. Her channel is Triple Rules, but she doesn't make any videos. I think that's her YouTube channel. I might be wrong, but she loaned me her Warriors books. I loaned her my Secret books. And I guess I would only do that to someone I trusted. Oh, I loaned I think I loaned my best friend once. I think I did. I think I loaned her I think I did. But anyways, yeah, so I guess it has to be someone I like trust completely, but not like a lot of people I hang out with aren't big readers. I mean, the one who I loaned Secrets to, she's not a big reader. She's just a fan of Warriors, and then I got her Secrets a little bit. I mean, and then my best friend is a reader. And then my mom is just now really starting to get into reading. And I do have a close friend who does love to read, but I haven't really loaned her any books. She hasn't loaned me any books. We recommend books to each other, but even when we were living in the same state, we didn't really loan each other any books. She did give me a book once. For a present, she gave me the first Harry Potter book because we both love Harry Potter, and I didn't own any of the Harry Potter books at that point, which made me really sad. And then she gave me the first one, and then I got the rest. Well, actually, my mom and my best friend's mom got me almost the rest. I had to buy 2 of them, and then and then everything was completed. But yeah, so But I mean, if someone I trust, like one of my closest friends, I mean, I have several people I consider my closest friends. There's like I think there's a good 5 people I consider my closest friends, and then I have other friends too, which I probably loan to. But if I just met you, or if it's someone I don't even know that well yet, I'd probably be a little bit more hesitant because I would want to trust you, and even if I wouldn't want to be mean and be like, no, you can't borrow my book. But at the same time, I'll be honest with you and be like, I don't really know you yet, and I want my book to come back to me in perfect condition and come back to me at all. So until I know I can trust you, how about we wait before I loan you my precious books? So yeah, reading slumps. How do you get over them? I don't really get reading slumps. I mean, yes, there's sometimes I'm not really in the biggest mood to read, so then I want to watch TV or play a game or hang out with my friends or my family. But I've never been in a slump where it's like I want to read but can't. That's kind of what a reading slump is, and I've just never been in there. If I want to read, I'm in the mood to read, and I will read. Whether I'm rereading a book, one of my favorites, or if I'm reading a book I never read before, if I want to read, I'm going to read. End of discussion. I've never had a reading slump as long as I can remember. 10. There are so many books coming out that you want to read. How many do you actually buy? As many as I can. A lot of times I don't buy books that have just come out, except for the book I just finished for my book club. But there are but if there were several books coming out that I want to read, I would buy as many as I can. And if I don't have the money to buy all of them, I mean, there is a book that just came out that I want to buy, Grace Jack's Vow, which is the newest Warrior Super Edition. I mean, I just bought all the Super Editions. I haven't finished the series yet, so I haven't read them yet, because I need to figure out what order they all go in so I can kind of read all of them together. So I don't actually have to buy that right now because I'm not gonna be reading this soon. But at the same time, I still kind of want to buy it just so I can have it. If that makes any sense. But yeah, if that did happen, I would basically just buy as many as I can, and then I would choose the ones that seem most intriguing to me, the ones I want the most, and then I will keep the others on my TBR, on my wish list, or whatever, on Amazon, eBay, thrift books is where I usually purchase books. And then whenever I get more money and can spare some for more books, then yes, that's what I'll do. But yeah. 11. Last question. After you bought the new books you've been dying to read, how long do they sit on your shelf? As long as it takes for me to finish what I'm currently reading. If I'm in the middle of a book, that when the books arrive, I will finish whatever I'm reading. And if it's like the first book out of a series of 10 books, I will read all 10 books before I get to those books. And it also depends on when I want to get to it. Like, there are a couple books that I bought quite a while ago. At least a year ago. I don't think it was much longer than a year ago. Actually, I think I've been back in let's see, I grew up in Illinois, but then I moved, and then I think I've been back in Illinois for a good year. I think over a year, because I moved here a year from last summer, because summer just ended, didn't it? It's like September, yeah, so summer ended. So, yeah, so I've been back for a year, so it's probably been a good 2 years. I haven't read them. I didn't realize it's been that long, because I know I was still in Florida when I bought them. But I am planning on getting to them soon. They'll probably be on my TBR list I make this weekend, which I was talking about earlier, or was the last video. I think I was talking about the last video I just made. And sometimes, I guess it depends on when I want to read them. I mean, these 2 books do seem really interesting, and I want to read them badly. now, especially now after I got into BookTube and heard people talk about, at least one series I heard a lot of people talk about. The other one I haven't really, but so yeah, I wanna read them, and I'm planning on doing it soon. I'm waiting until I get a job, which I'm trying to do soon, and then because I only own the first book of both series, so I want to wait till I have jobs just so I can buy the other books in case I do like them, so I can get them right away and won't have to wait too long. So yeah, but usually it doesn't take me too long. I don't know why it's taking me so long for these two books, because I really don't know. Maybe it's because I wanted to reread a bunch of my old favorites I haven't read in a while, because I have been rereading a lot of them, and there's more I want to reread, but there's also more I want to read that I haven't read yet. I'm currently reading a book series I have not read yet, which I'll be talking about soon. Once I finish this book, I'll be talking about this one, and then I'll talk about the second one, and then third one, then fourth one, then I'll talk about it overall like I have been with my series. So yeah. That's the, what's it called, Reader Problems book tag. I hope, please like and subscribe, and I hope, and comment, your answers, or if you decide to, do this tag, please tag me in it, and I'd love to see your answers. So yeah, until next time.